The massive screen at Earth's Global Defense Command lit up with an urgent message. General James Miller stood frozen, his weathered hands gripping the steel railing as he read the words that would change humanity forever. After 30 years of scanning the depths of space for signs of intelligent life, they had finally received a response. But it wasn't the peaceful greeting they had hoped for. "Sir," Lieutenant Tom Parker's voice cracked as he spoke, "the message is being broadcast on all frequencies. It's being translated in real time." The artificial intelligence system processed the alien transmission, converting complex mathematical patterns into simple English. The message appeared word by word. "To the species of Earth, your presence has been noted. Your technological advancement poses a threat. You have 30 Earth days to prove your worth or face elimination. This is not a negotiation." The command center fell silent. Hundreds of the world's best military personnel and scientists stood motionless, the weight of the ultimatum pressing down on their shoulders. General Miller took a deep breath, his mind racing through decades of military training that had never prepared him for this moment. "Get me the World Council," he ordered, his voice steady despite the chaos unfolding around him. "And someone wake up Dr. Anna White at the Quantum Research Facility. We're going to need her expertise." Within hours, the news spread across the globe. Panic gripped major cities as civilians struggled to comprehend the reality of alien contact. But in the underground bunker of the Quantum Research Facility, Dr. Anna White was already at work, her tired eyes fixed on complex calculations that scrolled across multiple holographic displays. "It doesn't make sense," she muttered, running her fingers through her graying hair. "Their technology must be centuries ahead of ours, yet they're giving us a chance. Why?" Her assistant, Mark Reed, a brilliant young physicist, pointed to a pattern in the data. "Look at these energy signatures, Dr. White. The message wasn't sent from a single location. It's being broadcast from multiple points throughout our solar system." Anna's eyes widened as the implications became clear. "They're already here. They've been watching us." The next day, the World Council gathered in an emergency session. Representatives from every nation crowded into the secure virtual meeting space, their holographic projections filling the chamber with a tense energy. Dr. White presented her findings, her voice echoing through the digital realm. "The aliens, whoever they are, have placed monitoring stations throughout our solar system. Based on the energy signatures, some of these stations have been here for at least a century. They've been studying us, learning about us, and now they're testing us." Council President Robert Thompson leaned forward in his chair. "Testing us for what, Doctor?" "I believe they're not just measuring our technological capabilities," Anna replied. "They're evaluating our potential as a species. The threat of elimination might be real, but it's also a catalyst to see how we respond under pressure." The room erupted in debate. Some leaders called for immediate military preparation, while others advocated for peaceful demonstrations of human achievement. Through it all, General Miller remained silent, his mind working through the possibilities. Finally, he spoke, his words cutting through the chaos. "We need to show them something they don't expect. They've been watching us fight wars, build weapons, and destroy our environment. But they've also seen us create art, make music, and heal the sick. We need to prove we're more than just another potentially dangerous species." Dr. White nodded slowly, an idea forming in her mind. "The Quantum Archive Project," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "We can use it to show them everything we are." The Quantum Archive Project had been her life's work, a revolutionary method of storing and transmitting vast amounts of information using quantum entanglement. It was designed to preserve human knowledge and culture, but now it might serve as humanity's greatest defense. "We can show them our entire history," Mark added excitedly. "Not just our technological achievements, but our art, our music, our literature, everything that makes us human." General Miller straightened his uniform. "How long would it take to prepare?" With global cooperation and resources, we could have it ready in 20 days, Anna replied. But we'll need help from every nation, every major research facility. President Thompson called for a vote, and for the first time in human history, the World Council reached a unanimous decision in minutes. Operation Legacy was launched immediately, with Dr. White leading the scientific effort while General Miller coordinated global security. As the world mobilized, something unexpected happened. The fear of extinction didn't drive humanity apart, it brought them together. Ancient rivalries were set aside as nations pooled their resources. Scientists shared breakthroughs that had been kept secret for decades. Artists and historians worked alongside engineers and programmers to create a comprehensive record of human achievement and potential. But not everyone agreed with the peaceful approach. In the shadows, a group of military hardliners led by Colonel Frank Harris believed that submission was a sign of weakness. They began secretly preparing for war, gathering weapons and recruiting soldiers for what they saw as humanity's last stand. 25 days into the 30-day deadline, Dr. White made a startling discovery. While reviewing the alien messages code, she found a hidden pattern, a mathematical sequence that seemed to reference human DNA. "They're not just testing our technology or our culture," she announced during an emergency meeting. "They're testing our ability to evolve, to transcend our basic nature. The deadline isn't about preparing a response, it's about proving we can change." The underground military facility buzzed with activity as Colonel Frank Harris surveyed his growing army. Banks of computers lined the walls, their screens displaying satellite imagery of strange energy signatures throughout the solar system. His men had managed to track down 7 alien monitoring stations, each disguised as natural space debris. "Sir," Lieutenant Maria Torres approached with a tablet in hand, "we've confirmed the location of their largest station. It's hidden within the asteroid belt, perfectly positioned to observe all inter-planet activity." Harris nodded, a grim smile crossing his face. "And the weapon?" "Project Thunder is at 80% completion. Dr. Reynolds says it will be ready before the deadline." While Dr. White and the World Council focused on their peaceful solution, Harris's team had been developing something far more aggressive, a quantum-based weapon designed to target the alien monitoring stations. If diplomacy failed, they would not go down without a fight. Meanwhile, at the Quantum Research Facility, Dr. Anna White's team was making a breakthrough of their own. Mark Reed burst into her office, his eyes wide with excitement. "We did it," he exclaimed, pulling up a holographic display. "We've managed to compress the entire history of human art, literature, and scientific achievement into a quantum signal that can be transmitted instantly across the solar system." Anna studied the data, her heart racing. "And the emotional content?" "The quantum entanglement preserves it perfectly. When they receive this transmission, they won't just see our achievements, they'll feel the human experience behind them. They'll understand what drives us to create, to explore, to connect." But their celebration was cut short by an urgent call from General Miller. His holographic form materialized in the office, his expression grave. "We have a problem," he announced. "Someone's been stealing quantum technology from research facilities around the world. We thought it was corporate espionage, but our intelligence suggests it's something worse." Anna's blood ran cold. "Colonel Harris?" Miller nodded. "We believe he's building a weapon. If he uses it against the aliens before we can present your quantum archive, he could doom us all." "Can't you stop him?" Mark asked. "It's not that simple," Miller replied. "He has supporters throughout the military and government. Some people believe your approach is too risky, that we need a backup plan if the aliens reject our peaceful offering." Anna turned to her computer, pulling up the alien messages code. "There's something else you need to see," she said, highlighting a section of the complex mathematical pattern. "I've decoded more of the hidden DNA sequence. It's not just a test of our evolution, it's a key to something bigger. She explained how the sequence contained patterns similar to those found in human consciousness studies. I think they're not just evaluating our potential for physical evolution, but our capacity for mental and spiritual growth. They want to know if we can transcend our basic instincts, our fear and aggression. Which means Harris's weapon could be exactly what they're testing us against, Miller concluded. The next few days became a race against time. While Anna's team worked to complete the quantum archive, Miller mobilized loyal forces to track down Harris's operation. The colonel had gone completely dark, his facilities shielded from satellite surveillance. President Thompson called another emergency session of the World Council to address the crisis. As the holographic representatives gathered, a warning alarm blared through the system. Multiple objects detected leaving the asteroid belt, an automated voice announced. Course projection, Earth orbit. The alien monitoring stations were moving, forming a perfect circle around the planet. Their message appeared on screens worldwide. Final phase of evaluation begins. Demonstrate your choice. In the chaos that followed, Colonel Harris saw his opportunity. His weapon, a massive array of quantum-linked satellites, was ready to launch. Each satellite contained enough power to disrupt the alien station's energy fields, potentially destroying them. Humanity will not bow to alien demands, he declared to his followers. We fight, as we always have, for our right to exist. But Dr. White had made one final discovery. The alien DNA sequence, when fully decoded, revealed a pattern matching the structure of the quantum archive itself. It wasn't just a test, it was instructions for transformation. They're offering us a chance to join them, she explained to General Miller and the World Council. Not as conquered subjects, but as equals who have proven themselves ready for a greater existence. The choice became clear: launch the archive or launch the weapon. Evolution or extinction. Peace or war. As Part 2 draws to a close, humanity stands on the brink of its most important decision. Colonel Harris's finger hovers over the launch button, while Dr. White prepares to transmit the archive. The aliens watch silently from orbit, waiting to see which path humanity will choose. In the quantum research facility, Anna looks at the final simulation of the archive transmission. Every human achievement, every piece of art, every act of kindness and courage, compressed into a single quantum signal. She thinks of Harris and his weapon, understanding his fear but hoping humanity has grown beyond such reactions. The countdown shows 3 days remaining. The choice must be made. And somewhere in the vast network of alien monitoring stations, ancient beings prepare to either welcome a new species to the galactic community or remove a potential threat to cosmic peace. 2 days before the deadline, the world witnessed an extraordinary sight. The alien monitoring stations, now positioned around Earth, began emitting soft blue pulses of light that painted the night sky like an aurora. Scientists struggled to explain the phenomenon, but Dr. Anna White understood: it was a demonstration of the technology humanity could access if they made the right choice. In her lab, Anna worked tirelessly to perfect the quantum archive transmission. Each test revealed new layers of human consciousness encoded in the signal. It's not just our history, she explained to Mark as they reviewed the data. It's our potential. Every dream, every hope, every possibility of what we could become. But across the world, Colonel Harris's hidden facility hummed with deadly purpose. His quantum weapon was complete, disguised as a network of communication satellites. The final units are in position, Lieutenant Torres reported. We can launch on your command. Harris studied the tactical display, watching the alien stations pulse with their mysterious light. They're taunting us, he growled. Showing off their power while they hold a gun to our heads. The tension between the two approaches, evolution or aggression, reached its breaking point when one of Harris's junior officers, David Cooper, discovered the true nature of the weapon's potential impact. Sir, Cooper said, his voice shaking as he presented his findings, the quantum disruption won't just affect the alien stations. The energy feedback could destroy Earth's magnetic field. We'd be killing ourselves along with them. Harris dismissed the warning. Better to die on our feet than live on our knees. Humanity wasn't meant to be judged by alien standards. But Cooper couldn't accept this. That night, he transmitted the weapon specifications to General Miller's team. The information reached Dr. White's lab just as she made another breakthrough in understanding the alien message. "Look at this," she told Mark, pulling up a complex diagram. "The DNA sequence they sent us, it's not just about evolution. It's a blueprint for quantum consciousness. They're showing us how to upload human consciousness into the quantum realm." Mark stared at the display in awe. "You mean? They're offering us immortality," Anna finished. "Not just survival, but transcendence. The ability to exist as pure energy in consciousness, free to explore the cosmos." The news of both discoveries, the weapon's devastating potential and the aliens' true offer, reached the World Council simultaneously. President Thompson called an emergency session that would be broadcast globally. For the first time, the world's population would hear the full truth. As Thompson prepared to address humanity, the alien stations pulsed more intensely. A new message appeared worldwide. "Your understanding grows. But knowledge without wisdom is dangerous. Show us your choice." The president's broadcast began, his holographic form appearing in homes and public spaces across the planet. "My fellow humans," he said, "we stand at a crossroads. Before us lies a choice that will determine not just our survival, but our very destiny." He explained both paths, Harris's weapon and its consequences, and the potential for quantum transcendence offered by the aliens. As he spoke, something unprecedented occurred. The quantum frequencies from the alien stations began resonating with human brain patterns, allowing people to feel the truth of both possibilities. Every human on Earth experienced a moment of profound clarity. They felt the fear driving Harris and his followers, the primal instinct to fight, to resist submission at any cost. But they also sensed the potential within the alien offer, the chance to evolve beyond physical limitations, to join a cosmic community of consciousness. In his hidden facility, Harris watched his soldiers' expressions change as the realization swept through them. One by one, they stepped away from their stations, their weapons falling silent. "You can't all be this blind," Harris shouted. "They're controlling your minds." "No, Colonel," Torres said, removing her headset. "For the first time, we're seeing clearly. This isn't surrender, it's evolution." But Harris wasn't ready to give up. In a desperate move, he initiated the weapon's launch sequence manually. Warning signals blared throughout the facility as the quantum satellites began powering up. At the quantum research facility, Anna and her team detected the weapon's activation. They had minutes to make their own choice, try to stop Harris's weapon, or proceed with the archive transmission. "If we delay the transmission to stop Harris, we might miss our chance," Mark warned. Anna looked at the quantum signal they'd prepared, humanity's achievements, consciousness, and potential, all encoded in a single transmission. "No," she said firmly. "We show them who we really are. All of us, even the ones who act from fear." She initiated the archive transmission. The quantum signal pulsed outward, carrying humanity's essence to the waiting alien stations. At the same time, Harris's weapon prepared to fire, its energy building to catastrophic levels. The world held its breath as the two signals raced toward their destinations. The alien stations continued their steady pulse, watching, waiting to see which signal would reach them first. As Part 3 concludes, humanity's future hangs in the balance between destruction and transcendence. In her lab, Anna watched the transmission progress, hoping they had made the right choice. The quantum frequencies from the alien stations grew stronger, their blue light filling the sky with increasing intensity. And in his bunker, Colonel Harris's finger hovered over the final launch button, his last chance to protect humanity the only way he knew how. The next few moments would determine whether humanity would become a cautionary tale of fear and self-destruction, or an epic story of transformation and ascension to the stars. Time seemed to slow as the two signals raced toward their destinations, the quantum archive carrying humanity's essence and Harris's weapon bearing its destructive power. In these crucial moments, something unexpected happened within the quantum network itself. The alien station's pulsing light suddenly intensified, creating a visible web of energy around the Earth. Inside his bunker, Colonel Harris pressed the launch button, but nothing happened. The weapon's interface went dark, its quantum satellites completely unresponsive. "What's happening?" Harris demanded, frantically trying to restart the system. Lieutenant Torres checked her readings and gasped. "Sir, the alien quantum field, it's not just blocking our weapon. It's absorbing it. Converting its energy into something else." At the Quantum Research Facility, Dr. Anna White watched in amazement as new data flooded her screens. The aliens weren't just stopping Harris's attack, they were transforming it, integrating its power into the quantum archive transmission. "They're showing us another way," she whispered, understanding dawning in her eyes. "They're proving we can transform our destructive impulses into creative energy." The sky above Earth now blazed with interweaving patterns of light, creating a spectacle that would be remembered for generations. The alien stations began transmitting a new message, this one appearing directly in the minds of every human being. "You have shown both paths, the way of fear and the way of growth. Now witness the power of transformation." In that moment, every electronic device on Earth connected to a vast quantum network. Screens displayed streams of unprecedented knowledge, scientific theories centuries ahead of human understanding, artistic concepts that defied conventional perception, and philosophical insights that bridged the gap between physical existence and cosmic consciousness. General Miller arrived at Harris's facility with a team of soldiers, expecting resistance. Instead, they found the colonel standing motionless, tears streaming down his face as he watched the alien transmission. "I understand now," Harris said quietly. "They weren't threatening us. They were pushing us to face our greatest enemy, our own fear." The quantum archive transmission had reached the alien stations, but instead of simply being received, it was being enhanced and reflected back to Earth. Human consciousness began expanding in ways that defied explanation. People across the globe reported experiencing memories that weren't their own, glimpses of both humanity's darkest moments and its greatest triumphs. Dr. White and her team worked frantically to document the changes. "The alien quantum field is acting as a catalyst," she explained to President Thompson in an emergency briefing. "It's accelerating our natural potential for quantum consciousness. We're becoming what we were always meant to be." Mark noticed something even more extraordinary in the data. "The transformation isn't just mental," he reported. "The quantum field is affecting our DNA, activating dormant sequences that match the pattern in the alien message." In cities worldwide, people gathered in streets and parks, their minds linked by the quantum network yet maintaining their individual identities. The fear that had initially gripped humanity gave way to a profound sense of connection and purpose. At the United Nations headquarters, now converted into a global coordination center, President Thompson received reports from every corner of the Earth. The changes were happening everywhere, crossing all boundaries of nation, race, and belief. The question was never whether we would choose peace or war, Anna realized, watching the data stream across her lab's displays. It was whether we could learn to transform one into the other. Colonel Harris, under supervision but no longer considered a threat, was brought to the Quantum Research Facility. His military expertise, once directed toward destruction, proved invaluable in understanding the defensive capabilities of the quantum field now surrounding Earth. "The weapon's energy signature," he explained, pointing to a complex diagram, "it's being converted into a protective barrier. They're teaching us to turn our shields into bridges." The alien stations began moving again, forming new patterns above the Earth. Their light now pulsed in harmony with the collective heartbeat of humanity. The next message they sent was different from all the others. Phase 1 complete. Prepare for integration. Dr. White's team discovered that the quantum field was creating stable wormholes throughout the solar system, connected to the alien monitoring stations. But these weren't just paths through space, they were gateways to new dimensions of existence. "They're offering us the stars," Anna announced to the World Council. "Not as conquerors or refugees, but as beings ready to transcend our physical limitations." As the day of the deadline approached, humanity stood united in a way that would have seemed impossible just weeks before. The consciousness of every human being had expanded, allowing them to perceive realities beyond the physical world while maintaining their essential humanity. In his cell, now more of a meditation chamber, Colonel Harris spent hours exploring the quantum consciousness network. His military mind, once focused on strategies of war, now worked to understand the complex patterns of cosmic peace. "We were so small," he told Dr. White during one of their discussions. "Fighting imagined enemies when we should have been fighting our own limitations." The alien stations continued their transformation of Earth's quantum field, preparing humanity for the next phase of evolution. But as Part 4 draws to a close, questions still remained. What would full integration mean for humanity? Would they lose their identity in the process of transcendence? And what role would Earth play in the greater cosmic community? As the final hours of the deadline approached, Dr. White made one last discovery in the alien transmission, a star map unlike anything humans had ever seen. It showed not just the physical universe, but the quantum layers connecting all conscious beings across space and time. Humanity's place on this map was beginning to shine with a new light, marking not an ending, but a beginning. The final hour of humanity's 30-day deadline arrived with a sunrise unlike any in Earth's history. The quantum fields surrounding the planet had transformed the sky into a canvas of shifting colors, each wavelength carrying streams of knowledge from distant civilizations. Dr. Anna White stood at her laboratory window, watching the spectacle with eyes that could now perceive multiple layers of reality simultaneously. The quantum consciousness humanity had gained allowed her to see both the physical world and the intricate web of energy connecting all living things. "It's time," Mark said, approaching with the final readings from their instruments. "The integration channels are fully formed." In the past 24 hours, the alien stations had created a network of quantum gateways throughout the solar system. Each gateway pulsed with possibilities, offering humanity paths to different dimensions and distant star systems. But more than that, they offered paths to different states of existence. At the Global Defense Command, General Miller oversaw the worldwide preparation for what they now called the Ascension. Holographic displays showed millions of humans gathering in designated transformation centers, their minds already linked through the quantum network. "Status report," he commanded, his consciousness extending through the quantum field to check on key locations around the planet. "All centers report ready," Lieutenant Parker responded, his voice carrying both sound and quantum data. "The alien stations have locked into final position." In his meditation chamber, Colonel Harris had become an unexpected leader in helping people understand the transformation. His military experience, combined with his newfound quantum awareness, provided unique insights into the process of transcendence. "The key is to embrace both our humanity and our potential," he explained to a group of world leaders through the quantum network. "We're not leaving ourselves behind, we're becoming more of who we truly are." The alien presence, which had seemed so threatening just 30 days ago, now felt like a patient teacher waiting for their students to graduate. Their final message appeared in the quantum consciousness of every human being. "The time of separation ends. The time of unity begins. Show us your final choice." Dr. White and her team had prepared for this moment. The quantum archive, now evolved far beyond its original design, had become a bridge between human consciousness and cosmic awareness. Through it, humanity could take its first steps into a larger reality while preserving its unique identity and history. "Begin the sequence," Anna commanded, her voice steady despite the magnitude of the moment. Around the world, the transformation centers activated. The quantum field intensified, its energy washing over humanity in waves of pure consciousness. People began to change, not physically at first, but in their perception and understanding of reality. Mark monitored the process, watching as human consciousness expanded beyond its previous limitations. "It's working," he reported. "We're not just receiving information anymore, we're becoming part of the universal quantum network." The alien stations responded, their energy merging with Earth's quantum field. The barrier between human and cosmic consciousness began to dissolve, but not in the way many had feared. Instead of losing their identity, humans found themselves becoming more distinctly themselves while simultaneously connecting to something greater. President Thompson, speaking through both traditional and quantum channels, addressed humanity one last time as purely physical beings. "For all of human history, we looked to the stars and wondered if we were alone. Today, we don't just know that we're not alone, we know that we never were. The universe is alive with consciousness, and we are about to take our place among its citizens." The transformation accelerated. People began to perceive multiple dimensions simultaneously, their consciousness expanding to encompass realities beyond physical space and time. But within this expansion, something uniquely human remained, the creativity, resilience, and determination that had caught the aliens' attention in the first place. Dr. White made a remarkable discovery during the process. "We're not just receiving their knowledge," she announced through the quantum network. "Our human experience, our art, our emotions, our capacity for growth through adversity, it's enriching the universal consciousness. We're giving as much as we're receiving." The alien stations confirmed her observation with a new message: "You bring new colors to the cosmic canvas. Your species' gift is the power to transform darkness into light." In that moment, humanity understood. The 30-day deadline hadn't been a test of submission, but a challenge to prove they could overcome their greatest obstacle, the fear that had driven them to build weapons instead of bridges. By transforming that fear into understanding, they had demonstrated their readiness for cosmic citizenship. Colonel Harris, standing beside Dr. White in the final moments of the transformation, smiled as he watched the quantum gateways pulse with increasing power. "We thought they were judging our strength," he said, "but they were waiting for us to understand our true power, the power to change." The ascension reached its peak as the quantum field fully integrated with human consciousness. Earth itself began to transform, not physically, but in its connection to the cosmic web of life. The planet became a beacon in the quantum network, a shining example of evolution through understanding. As the process completed, humanity found itself transformed yet fundamentally unchanged. They were still human, still individual, but now part of something far greater. The alien stations, their work complete, began to shift into higher dimensions, revealing themselves as gateways to civilizations humanity would now join as equals. Dr. White, her consciousness now spanning multiple realities, accessed the cosmic database through the quantum network. What she found there brought tears to her eyes, countless stories of other species who had made the same journey, each bringing their unique gifts to the universal community. "This isn't an ending," she broadcast through the quantum consciousness. "It's humanity's true beginning." The final gates opened, revealing paths to distant stars and dimensions beyond human imagination. But Earth remained humanity's anchor, transformed into a living library of human experience and potential. Future generations would be born into this new reality, inheriting both the wisdom of the cosmos and the unique spark that made them human. As Part 5 concludes, humanity steps into its cosmic legacy. The story that began as a warning becomes a testament to human potential. Earth's children would forever carry with them the lesson they had learned: true power lies not in the ability to destroy, but in the courage to transform, to grow, and to become more than they ever imagined possible.